All right, Priscilla. This is the new A24 movie that I didn't really know much about until I looked it up, and apparently it's about Elvis's ex-wife, which I wasn't really sure what this movie would be going into it. It's directed by Sofia Coppola. I'll be honest with you guys. I love Francis Ford Coppola. I've never seen any of his daughter's films. I haven't seen Lost in Translation. Some of these movies that I honestly should have seen, but I just haven't. And I will eventually take care of that. Maybe next movie she has, I'll review one of her films. I might do that with some of my favorite directors. Like when they have a new movie coming out, I'll go review one of their older movies. I need to do that. Like, should I do when Next Goal wins? Actually, never mind. That's I have too many videos planned. But I was thinking when Next Goal wins, Taika Waititi's new film comes out, maybe putting another review in the middle of that about one of Taika Waititi's older movies. But then I have too many reviews. Anyways, that's besides the point. I really enjoyed this movie. Though I'll be honest with you guys, I've had a rough week. I haven't been sleeping, and seeing a movie that is very depressing and real to life in some sense, not real to my life, but just real to life, um, was not the best movie to watch. But I watched this movie, and then right after I watched Trolls 3, which is a very upbeat, happy movie, where this is more of a depressing, sad movie. This is a movie that I would describe as in three words. It's about love, romance, and grooming. It's about all those things, and it's kind of interesting. I think this movie is a great example of why we need female perspective in films. Barbie is another good example, but Barbie is, a little bit different from that. Where this is a movie about a young girl who was groomed by someone she looked up to, that being Elvis, and how she was groomed into this life that maybe she didn't ask for. Maybe she thought she wanted it because she was a victim, as most victims seem to think that this is what they want, this is what they need, and how that all fell apart. I do think the falling apart of all this is the worst aspect of this film. I think they do a good job depicting the start and everything, but once it gets into the fall of the relationship, if you could feel that maybe the movie is rushed for time and maybe just couldn't get all of it across the way Sofia Coppola wanted, maybe. But her female perspective of showing this young girl, her fascination with this person, and things like that, I feel like is something that could only be shown the way it is in this movie through the female perspective in filmmaking. That's one thing I find really beautiful about this movie. I forget the actress's name, played Priscilla, both actresses, I believe. I think there was two of them, one for the older version, one for the younger version. I thought they did a great job of really showing everything that they're going through within this film. Well, not they're going through, she's going through, where her headspace was at the time. The actor who played Elvis did a great job. You know, he is honestly one of the best actors who played Elvis, up there with Austin Butler. I think might be actually better than Austin Butler. But then again, Austin Butler did more. Austin Butler actually put more physicality into the role and actually did more singing. Where this version of Elvis doesn't really do a lot of singing. He's really just doing the voice, and he does a great job with the voice. So, like at several points, I could completely buy he was Elvis. So, I don't know. I thought it was all really good. Again, I just think my only issue with this movie is the pacing. This movie is an hour 50. I feel like it could have been an hour, 2 hour. It could have been 2 hours and a half, because they do a great job of setting up the love and romance that Elvis had, and how that was grooming, but she didn't see it that way. I mean, there's several points where women are looking at this girl going, she's just a baby, like literally calling her that. And then when you see that falling apart, it starts to, I don't know, I feel like you need to see more of it. You need to see more of what was going on. I feel like in some ways you actually saw more of it in the Elvis movie, which is not a great positive for this movie, because that movie barely depicted their love and their romance and the fall of it. So I don't know. I really like this movie. I think it's I think it's worth seeing it if you're an Elvis fan, just to kind of know this perspective of the story. I think it's just a great movie in general. I don't know if it's gonna be for everybody, just because I don't know. It is about heavy subject matter. It is about a story that maybe people won't all care about. I do think it's important for everybody to see, in the sense that this is a story about grooming, victimhood, fame, um, and fantasizing over someone. But it is also very weird and interesting. I don't know. I thought it was a really good movie. So, yeah, solid movie.